Today we have
Brandon Cardoso. What's going on?
The Julian Barboza. We're the Wild Boys.
It is a whole lot of a different feel being on the other side now. You know, us getting interviewed.
What made you guys start doing, crazy stuff with guys for collabs?
I got this. And I was actually thinking about this when we were doing our collabs.
Who's the dirtiest person you guys have ever collabed with? Get the
What?
fuck out of here. Don't start
Bro,
bullshit.
like,
You guys definitely inspired me to sort of get to where I am today. Seeing you guys back then, seeing the OG apartment and stuff like that, I was like, I could do this too,
yeah.
Do you have any advice for me and Brandon in the industry?
Oh my god, no, I honestly feel like I could pick up like pointers from you because you're killing it with like the TikToks and the pod and everything. I feel like you're doing everything right. I love that you guys show your personality, Yeah, I'm super inspired by you guys. I think you're doing it all right.
No, listen, it is beautiful what you guys are doing, and the growth is incredible. And at any time you feel like you have nowhere to go and nowhere to grow, please stop what you're doing. You guys are trailblazers. Who else is doing what you're doing? That's why I live for you guys so much. And you guys are the first people doing this, and I commend you because it is hard to be the first. Aw, you guys are so cute. Aw.
I was kind of hyped to work with y'all, for real. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, "Yo, what if like people start hitting me up to like join their podcast or some shit?" And I mentioned you guys, like, "Bro, if they invite me out, I'll do it." And then like literally like 4 days ago, y'all invited me out. I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Booked my flight, and I'm over here like 2 days later.
You've seen them everywhere. Hosting, interviewing, spotlighting your favorite creators. But today, the tables turn. We're diving deeper, getting personal, and pulling back the curtain. Meet the top male creators on OF, the Wild Boys, Brandon Cardoso and Julian Barboza.
Today we have
Brandon Cardoso. What's going on?
The Julian Barboza. We're the Wild Boys.
Yes, sir.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
How you
thank
guys doing today?
Pretty good, man.
Pretty good. We out here in Beverly Hills.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, I do want to say this though. It is a whole lot of a different feel being on the other side now. Us getting interviewed.
Yeah, bro. I bet it feels pretty crazy. Like I've only had the experience of you guys interviewing me, and now I get to interview you. So it's pretty cool. It's definitely an honor to be here with you guys. It's definitely good to be back here. Good to see you all. But I think it's time, I start to learn a little bit more about you guys. And so Samir, a little bit about your guys' background. So where are both of you guys from?
I'm from Boston.
I'm from Texas.
Boston and Texas.
Yeehaw.
But what about your ethnicities? Brandon,
I'm Brazilian.
we got Brazilian, and then we got
I'm Mexican and white. My family's from Guadalajara, Mexico.
nice.
Yeah.
So they got the Hispanic genes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not Hispanic. A lot of people think I am, but I'm Italian, and this guy got
I'm
the
Egyptian.
Arab, Egyptian. But yeah, man, that's so I was always curious, like, what was the main thing that got you guys into doing spicy content? You know,
Start?
This guy got me started.
Yeah, I just want to see what he'd say.
so
What got me
Brandon
started?
Well-
Actually, no, it's true. Brandon kind of did. I came out here for a trip. I was supposed to go to Coachella with Brandon and a group of people,
fire.
and we went. And at the time, all of them were doing spicy content.
No way.
Yeah,
So you
all
met all of them. They're already doing. And you're like, damn.
Yeah, they were already doing, and I was just kind of the guy that didn't do it, and just
Right.
watching them and shit. And I kind of just got exposed to it. I learned more about the business, asked questions. But really, this guy right here, he's kind of the veteran, so I watched him. And
So Brandon was in that group, and you saw what he was doing, and then you're like, hey,
And then-
Brandon.
Yep.
I guess whatever your environment you're in, you kind of I guess pick up what you're in.
Yeah, you like adapt to it.
Exactly. And I seen it, and I was like, you know what? Let me try it out. So my birthday, actually in Miami, I did a whole content shoot, and I launched my.
Hell yeah, bro.
And ever since then, it's been fun.
It's been good, man. No,
Yeah,
like
we've been
issues, because you started it when you were how old? 21.
Oh, I guess I turned 22.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like right after your birthday, I remember.
Well, it was on my birthday.
Like
Like
that.
literally on my birthday. Like
Damn.
on my birthday. Literally before I went on the yacht in Miami, I submitted all the, put all this, or uploaded all the content, and then I went on the yacht.
That's
Yeah.
lit, bro.
Yeah, so it was
Oh,
literally
man.
on my birthday.
What was the biggest inspiration into, all right, saying, F it, I'm going to do it?
For me, I had nothing to lose. So at the time, I was getting like a bunch of hate all over the internet.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I'm already crashing out on the internet. Why not just crash out some more and do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like I've always been kind of a freak and shit, not really like too worried about
What people thought.
Yeah. And then that live actually got leaked because like a lot of people were curious. Like,
your
what was
first
I?
ever stream got leaked?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
that shit,
Yeah,
bro.
they were like, I mean, but I get it though, because like they're all wondering like, what is he gonna post on there? How is it gonna be?
Right.
And imagine he just goes to the wall, not even just a sellable piece of content. Like he's live. They got the live and posted it everywhere. And like this is what Julian Barboza is doing. And I was
Oh
like,
my
well,
gosh.
fuck, bro, I'm in this shit. For me, the way my mindset was like, I want to be all the way in, you know, not halfway out, not halfway in. I'll just go all the way in, try it out, see what it's about. And I mean,
Hell
we're
yeah,
here
man.
now, you know, we're
Now
doing our
we're up.
collabs and shit.
How old were you when you started?
I was 21.
21
Right now I'm
years
24.
young.
I've been doing it since 2021. And obviously back then it was like kind of new, right? A lot of people who were doing it were, I guess, P stars, you know, trying to get out that
That's true.
wave. And it wasn't a lot of like influencers really doing it.
Right.
It was more so towards later on that they all started tapping with it. But
So you were kind of like early on the wave.
I was kind of going through a lot around that time. I was going through a really public breakup.
No way.
Yeah, and it kind of put me into a little bit of a downward spiral, I would say.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it was. I was really sad. I was really sad, and I wanted to do something else and move on from the whole TikTok, social media shit, you know. So I just feel,
both of you guys had like relationships
Yeah.
that were serious, and then break up, and then boom, straight into the stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like a theme that happens a lot. A lot of dudes, they have girlfriends, they break up, and then they do.
That's crazy.
it's true.
Yeah,
That
it's actually
cycle, I guess,
something we've
repeats
noticed
itself.
a lot.
But I do want to say this though, real quick. Just you know, to hype Julian up a little bit, but this is also the truth. So when I started, I wasn't as comfortable to already go full on. I was more so shirtless modeling shoots until I would say like until a whole year. I wasn't really confident to do it. And see, for Julian, when he started, he was all in. He was like, bro,
He got forced into it.
No,
not forced, not forced.
Nah, hey, see, for Julian, he was actually willing to do whatever it took to make sure that his shit doesn't, you know, flop. And
Right.
also, you know, I think for him seeing him do this shit off the rip, going from TikTok to, I thought that was crazy. And started doing the streams. I didn't start doing the streams till a year and a half of my account.
Man.
Yeah, so Julian, you know,
I just went all in, bro. I'm not gonna be halfway in, halfway out. That's not how I roll. That's not how I live. I mean, I think you guys seen me, my personality. Like I'm just very direct.
Yeah.
And that's how I was with the content and everything. Direct. This is what you wanted. That's what you gonna get.
Yeah, and I think that's how it should be. And that's also where I want to tell you, Samir, is I think for someone who's also starting out too, and you know, with the reels, and obviously I feel like from what I've seen so far of you being out here, you've done some crazy ass content with us, bro. Like some shit that I would never even assume that like you were just getting into this shit, you know. So obviously for those who start one and is already willing to do whatever it takes to get their shit popping, like I admire those people.
Yeah,
'cause
those
I
people
remember
are
when
gonna
I
be successful.
Yeah, I remember when I started, I was like, so like, I think it was also because back then I wasn't like as fit, I guess, as I am now. I weighed like almost 30 pounds more than what I was right now.
Damn.
And so it got me to working out and being more confident. And when you do, you got to be confident. You really have to be.
That's true.
You know, if you got any insecurities, you got to throw that shit out the window. You selling yourself, you know, or your body, right? Like, you know, you're a product. You got to make sure that you look good. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it was too. I think it was a lot of insecurities back then.
Damn, man. So you didn't really want to like show off the full stuff, but over time you got more confident with your body, and you had to please the fans, I guess, you know?
But yeah, man, that's kind of how I got started. And then, but I just think for me, like, I would say it started being like a career for me.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 years after I started. So it took a little bit.
So year two is when you sort of notice like, okay, this is like consistent, sizable income, and it's like I could keep doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and for the longest time, I also didn't want to tell my parents too on what I was doing.
Wait, so how long did you wait to tell your parents?
Till I knew it was consistent, like the earnings. Yeah, till I knew.
But that's actually good though, because you like had the choice. You're like, all right, I'm gonna wait to tell them. For me, like, they just found out, you know, which was kind of tough. But dang, so you waited 2 years to tell your mom?
Yeah, man, and luckily my family, like, you know, they really support anything that I do as long as I'm doing well, you know, as long as because I didn't go to college, so for them it's like whatever you got to do that's gonna make you be successful, do the shit, you know, just don't be like selling.
I heard you went to college for a day though.
I tried, bro. I tried, and didn't end up working out.
Damn, bro. Wait, so what happened? What's the story behind that?
All right, man. So basically, what happened, and again, for those who don't know, I applied to go to USC, and they had me go and do a little bit of a. I don't know. I mean, I forgot what it was called when they like kind of like you go in there and not like an interview.
Background check?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They had me go in there and do all that, and then they found my own account.
Damn, so
And,
you applied.
Yeah,
So did you get accepted, or they just came? They like brought you in for screening, kind of.
Basically, no, for screening, yeah. And then they did the background check, and they saw my Twitter, actually. My Twitter was...
And what was on your Twitter?
Well, I don't know what content they saw. They just found just the page itself.
Right.
And then they wrote an email to me and said basically, like, yeah, you're not coming to...
Dang, that's
gonna
crazy
study
though.
with
They
us.
can deny you paying for your own education just because of some pixels on the internet.
Yeah, man, I guess they don't want no student doing on their campus, I guess. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's USC, I guess.
Yeah.
But dang, that's crazy though. So like now, how would you say your O is going?
Pretty good, man. Honestly, I feel like, I mean, a lot of people, I feel like they don't regret doing once they get started and start blowing up. I don't think anyone got regrets doing it, right? Like I said, when someone starts, they want to go full on. So, bro, if anything, I'm the happiest I've ever been doing this. I'm the happiest, and I love the crew that I work with, and obviously doing content with Julian is amazing. I love doing content with Juju.
For real.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Brandon's like the best partner to have.
Yeah.
He's a veteran. He's been doing it for a while. And I think we're just a little dynamic duo. Just
you guys are a good duo.
Just like
it makes it
guys.
fun. Yeah, exactly. I think especially the podcasting, right? I think all this shit is like, it's just fun.
Yeah. So how did you guys get into the Wild Boys podcast?
How do we get into it? You wanna tell the story, Julian?
So once upon a time, Julian goes to LA, and I actually brought my podcast equipment because I was at the time when I was ending my relationship with my ex, I was making my own podcast. Sure. And we had all the podcast equipment, and there was these other, I guess, they weren't Wild Boys at the time. Would you say
it was a whole little?
It was just a group.
It was a different crew that we had back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't always me and Julian. We had a little group back then, but it just didn't end up working out. And I feel like that Coachella trip Julian was
Wait,
talking
so how
about.
long ago is this?
Like over a year and a half ago.
Damn, bro, that doesn't sound far away. It
Yeah.
feels like it was forever ago, but the fact that it was only a year and a half ago, just thinking about it now, is crazy how much things can happen in a year.
A lot
I'm pretty
happened.
sure, right?
No, it was, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
But okay, so randomly one of the nights, we pulled out the podcast equipment and we were like, "Yo, let's do a test run podcast." So it was four guys, just kind of like this, and let's just say we did a test podcast and it was not as smooth as this.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
How did it go? Can you explain it?
Just a lot of talking over each other, and not a lot of people knew certain times when to talk. Like, it was kind of a mess. And
it was just kind of like awkward functionality, like different personalities. Some people weren't good on talking on camera. Some
Right.
people were. Like it was just, and I think me and Brandon had the most like outgoing personalities, that are able to talk about ourselves.
Right.
The other guys were a little more reserved. They're from like Ohio on a farm. You know what I'm saying? Versus he's been live on TikTok. I've been live on TikTok. We both did social media. We're both personalities. We know how to talk in front of the camera. We know how to interact, engage.
Exactly.
And the other guys didn't, which is not their fault, but it just, we kind of stood out when we did that little test podcast. And we were kind of trying a bunch of different pieces, like, all right, these four guys, and let's swap out these people.
Really?
And basically, fast forward, everybody kind of started weeding themselves out. You know, people were leaving. People had other obligations.
So was the podcast going to be like a lot of people, like a big group?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like four, right? So it was us two and then these other two boys.
Yeah.
And again, like they were doing right, so everything made sense, and we all would crack jokes together. Like it was the dynamic, like it was there, like they were cool. It was just like the podcast wasn't really for them,
Right.
And I think they realized that themselves, and they obviously started having. I mean, I would say even 2 months, they ended up like having a whole different like
mindset.
passion.
So they got like less locked in on that.
well, they actually ended up moving out.
Yeah, it was like their own choice. They ended up leaving.
Moving out of where? The apartment that you guys are at now?
Yeah. So where we stay at right
way.
now, there used to be two other guys that lived with us.
You guys
and,
would share a room or what?
well, at that time, it was like Julian wasn't really living.
I didn't
with us.
live there. Okay, so you know that air mattress that
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Okay, so I used to sleep on that.
Damn, really?
in the living room, or I was sleeping on
That's
the couch.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. We got
Because I had my own apartment in Houston, so like I had a whole crib at home,
Right.
but I was in LA, so and I mean I had a whole obligation, so I would go back. I was in LA for like a month and a half, I think, and then I went back to Houston trying to solve my whole life out, move my stuff back to my mom's house, like my bed, all that extra shit, move everything out because my lease was gonna end.
Right.
The last guy that was living in that house, it happened to be perfect timing that he was moving out in July and my lease ended in July. So his room was open.
Right.
And actually there was another person that was supposed to move in and that fell through. And it was just kind of perfect timing. I was able to move in and I drove from Texas all the way to LA.
Wow.
And that's kind of the formation of the Wild Boys. I officially moved in with Migs and Brandon. And
just
we all
locked
got
in
our own
here
rooms.
in
And
LA.
I feel like ever since that move-in date, that's when
Yeah, I started
Everything
going up.
took off.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're a
and-
pretty good duo, and we just kind of did everything together. And I was like figuring my life back out and doing this thing, so I had two good mentors helping me, and all of our synergies put together, good team, everything worked out.
That's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, I think it was for the better.
Yeah.
As you can tell, like you said, things are working out.
So that's how the Wild Boys podcast become. Then you joined, you did and everything. How was the first collab?
Our
Damn.
first collab was in Vegas, right?
It was, and to be honest, it took a while for us to do our first collab.
Yeah, I think the first time like a collab was, I don't want to say offered to me, but like was like came about was in Miami, and it was with Braxton and all his homies.
Oh, really? Wait, so which Miami trip was this? This was how many months ago? Or was this like a year ago at this point?
No, not a year ago.
Oh, it was New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Okay.
Damn, it
got
was
that.
New Year's. Yeah, so
2023?
Yeah. New Year's Eve. And so it was me, Braxton, and it was like 6 other guys.
Yeah.
All from Miami.
All from Miami. Yeah.
So like all the guys in that group, like they had done that before, basically. All
I
those
mean, you know
collab
what
shits.
they do, Brad.
Right, yeah.
Nah,
But, like, at that
we seen the
point
Twitter. Hey, Brad, we
I've
all
seen
seen the
that shit.
Twitter.
I know that they do that shit, but like at that
Nah.
point in time, they had already been doing that
Yeah,
still.
on
Hell
that
yeah.
podcast. So before the collab, right? On that podcast, they showed us like me. I'm new to this shit, right?
Right. It was just crazy seeing. I'm like, bro, these are literally like straight dudes, and then I'm seeing like your like actual real live reaction to it. And it was like the same thing as me. I'm like, what the?
Mine and Brandon's first collab. Back to answer your question, I think it was really like
What did you guys
stamp
do?
in history? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
what did we
Brandon
do,
will never
Julian?
forget that shit.
I won't.
So
It was
look,
the
man.
best collab so far. I mean, mine is.
It's good to like hear you guys talk and hear a bit of your stories and background stuff. I like to listen to what you guys have been through and what you guys have to say. So it's really nice.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yo, who is that? Well, I invited someone over.
Oh, bro, who did you invite?
You know we're in Miami, right?
Bro, who is this?
Welcome to the Wild Podcast Uncensored.
Are you loving the chaos?
Are you ready to go deeper? We got a wheel. I got a bunch of little darrows on it. We're gonna have some fun.
Okay, here we go.
Love this, right?
Join our Patreon for wild bonus episodes.
And juicy behind the scenes.
This shit got crazier.
Yeah, I didn't write that.
We're gonna be doing spin the wheel.
I caught a glimpse of it, and I was hoping that we were going to use it.
Oh shit.
Let's see what we get.
What? Tea that we can't spill on YouTube.
So go check out wildthings.vip/Patreon.
You know we're in Miami, right?
Bro, who is this? Bro, no fucking way. Are you serious? Bro, what's going on, man? How are you? Bro, what? Bro, how you here? Bro.
What's up, Julian? What's up, man? Here, come in, man. Come in. Bro, I had to bring over Brad, for the one time before we leave.
Bro, no, it's been a really long time, bro.
We gotta have a little, podcast time. It's not a Miami trip when we don't see Brad, right?
I know, it's been a while.
Well,
I'm ready for this one.
All right, man. Let's
run it.
Let's knock it out.
Julian, bro, I can't believe this.
What have you guys been up to since we last saw you guys in the summer?
Man, honestly, we got a new crib. You
Right,
saw,
right.
yeah,
in
you saw,
Beverly Hills.
Y'all moved out the apartment. Now y'all living large in the hills.
yeah,
A little upgrade.
Yeah, we try to upgrade and do the best that we can to keep the team is growing as well, right? We really want to keep on going large, like you said.
Yes.
But other than that,
We've been traveling a lot. We've been doing a lot of high profile podcasts. So we really just been doing a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
Really
Hell yeah, that's
taking
awesome.
it
Man.
more serious. We got a bigger team now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. You guys have definitely been evolving. What is this, like season 4 now? Season 3?
Season 3.
Season 3, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, since the pod got deleted, like, how has that like affected you guys and affected your strategy towards podcasts?
Well, I mean, basically now we kind of have to be a lot more like weary about what we say. I just think it's more so like we can't really go about doing the crazy stories as much, or having certain guests that do adult content, right? Adult filming, because we can't really talk to them about that subject. So we kind of have to keep it what we call PG, YouTube friendly. But we still got the Patreon, of course. So basically that is where we talk about all the craziness and everything, our actual life and going insane, doing things. But yeah, man, I just think we just got to watch out with what we say and how we do things now.
100%.
Which I would say it's hard, but I think every day we're getting better at it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these guidelines are pretty strict, and they're only getting stricter. So we're just gonna have to keep it family friendly.
Right. Just
Family
gotta
pod.
work with what you have.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But the Patreon is a nice, beautiful paywall for everybody to go see the wild side. And it's providing more value, Not everything out there is for free.
But yeah, like literally, I remember my pod just gets removed off of YouTube like instantly for no reason,
I
no
saw that.
strikes, no nothing. And then y'all saw that and we're like, gotta fucking private everything,
So the question for you about that, so do you think someone personally is coming like and attacking you? Like, what? Because I think it's really, and obviously you might know this too, but just from me watching this happen, like your IG gone,
Yeah.
right? Did your Snapchat go too or no?
No.
Okay, but your YouTube gone, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that involve you that is just gone. So I'm thinking like, is there someone like behind the scenes that just ain't?
Dude,
ain't
I think so,
a fan?
bro. I think there's some. I don't know if it's a fan, but there's definitely these Instagram ban guys that want to make money off of me for unbans. I don't know if they're doing it for YouTube. YouTube might have been a different story, but it is very strange how it just disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, some people don't like me, so just gotta keep going, gotta keep fighting.
I guess so, man. But at least you're growing these accounts, and it's going about your way.
Never give up, bro. Never give up. Just keep on pushing. Y'all two have been working together for a while. How long have you guys been doing what you've been doing?
So I've been doing it since 2021. Like I would say right after the pandemic.
Right.
And yeah, I've been in the game for a pretty long time. But I think for me being since like the very beginning, I would say this was like before IG Reels, right? Before podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, before all the TikTok Reels that people make now to boost their pages, right? Because that's new.
Yeah.
So when people come into the game now, they have all those resources. I did not have that back then. It wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So I really started fresh, trying to grow, trying to figure out how I could promote myself. And obviously all there was at that time was Twitter and Reddit.
Dang.
That's all
It was just Twitter and Reddit?
That's it. That was the only two things that were working.
No TikTok?
No, because that wasn't even thought about. And then people started doing like other creators, like I guess only an example, right? Like Jack Doherty, how he does it with his creators,
on like YouTube Shorts and stuff.
Yeah, like things like that was brand new.
Yeah.
So I think for us, like tapping into all this really helps a lot, and obviously the people love it, and that's basically it. But yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, so you're a veteran in this.
Basically.
When would you say it like took off though?
The podcast.
Which started about a year ago?
Yeah, I would say the podcast really helped our page very, very much so. And also, again, the IG Reels too, of course. Yeah, I think, I also do think, since I've been doing it for a very long time, and I don't want to say the word impossible, because I think everything is possible, but it's also like I really think a team is important.
Yes.
You need a team. You need a team to grow. You need the resources to promote your account. I don't want to say you can't do it by yourself, but if you really want to make it, you got to have a team.
Yeah.
And this goes out to those who really want to start. I'm just telling you, for doing this for a very long time, yeah, you definitely need a team.
Need people to scale.
Exactly.
But yeah, what about you, Julian? How long you been in this?
I started on my birthday actually about a year and a half ago, so it's easy to remember when I started. But yeah, next May will be 2 years, and I moved in with him, and we didn't really have the podcast yet.
And then I kind of just started going on trips and seeing what it's about and just getting more comfortable.
Yeah.
And then, I finally made one, dropped it on my birthday. I was on a yacht in Miami. Went well. Obviously, shout out to him for teaching me, how to go live, what to do, pics, inspo. And of course, the good team that we have, really, photographers taking our pictures. Everybody very helpful. But yeah, I have a lot of fun doing what I do. The podcast, of course, is fun to me.
Bro.
What else? Yeah, that's about it. Almost 2 years.
How do you feel about like how far you've come, like with all of this? Like, has it felt like 2 years?
I would say no. I think because I try to have fun with everything I do. I do like to work, but I like to make my work fun. So every time I go live, there are times when we first started, we would go live every single day. I remember last October, we went live every single day. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
Bro, and we got drunk every single live too. And that was like a whole nother grind. And my tip goals were like lesser than what they were now.
Dang,
so like
really?
I was working more for less. So kind of just, but I would always have fun and just learning, always adapting. There's new ways to go viral, new content that people like, pushing the boundaries too, like you said guys earlier. We've pushed the boundaries, so I think it's a slow progression, kind of like a little video game, but making good content and really just upping the stakes. The more information you get, more creators you make. I mean, that's kind of what we do the pod. We meet more people, get to get more knowledge, see different sides, how people work, different collabs. And even you guys, I learned stuff from you guys.
For sure.
But like you said, though, it's like important to have a lot of fun with it. Like we go live, bro. We went live. Brandon went live. I went live, and we just, bro. It's literally boys being boys. We were wearing hats, putting belts around us, like just dancing, putting
so
music on, having a good time. We did a dance off, like a thirst trap, like.
It's fun.
2020 musically style, and we just have fun with it, and that's how you make it. The time go fast, and that's how you just enjoy waking up, wanting to create content and keep being consistent.
I think in a lot of things too, you have to look for the fun in what you do. You know, that's the only way that you can like maintain doing this for a very long time is if you find fun in it. And obviously if you enjoy it. Like people who do want to do it and ask me like for advice, this is and that. They start to realize that maybe this is not for me. Maybe because they just think money. That's all they think, but they don't see what goes into the behind the scenes and what goes to a lot of things that we do. We do a lot to get to where we're at right now, but we always find the fun and enjoyment out of it. So I think having fun and finding that fun in what you do is so important.
For sure.
Everything,
very, very
everything.
true.
Yeah, and I think being appreciative too, because like it's a big opportunity to have all these fans, all these people supporting you.
It is.
Even in the moment, I really don't ever have no like dark moment, like I hate this, whatever, because I just super appreciative. Like, say I gotta wake up early and travel or go do this or go do that. I just think it's a privilege to do what we do and have supporters that watch us. So I'm grateful for.
I would say the fans are a big reason too of what keeps you going, because you talk to those fans and there's a bunch that are like, like you really changed my life. Like after work, like your lives talking to you is what's keeping me going,
Yeah, and my favorite part too is having that deep personal conversations with the subscribers, the fans, everyone, bro. I love it. I love that I've made like I made friends with a lot of a lot of my subscribers. Yes, right. a lot of them. They always join our lives too, right? Like we're familiar with a lot of the people that join our streams, that we message.
They come back consistently too.
Yes.
Remembering the names, always having jokes. Like it's a good community.
Yeah,
I have fun with my people
for sure.
Doing what I do, the reason why I love it is because for me, I've always loved to tap in with other creators that do the exact same thing I do.
Yes.
Right? And I love that about like doing the podcast and getting to learn more about the community and getting to, because for me, like I didn't know half the things that I know now about the community. So every podcast that we do, when we have guests on, we learn. Every podcast, we always learn new things.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I love to have that like in my mind now, like, oh wow, I didn't know this. I didn't know. Like we had our first ever pansexual guest.
What's that?
So from what I learned from that is just someone that I guess enjoys like it doesn't matter if it's like a trans guy to female or female to male, obviously,
or like however they identify.
Yeah, whoever they
just like everyone.
Exactly, yeah, everyone. And I didn't really know that they were even pansex. Like I didn't know much about that, right? But then I learned from the podcast, and yeah, I think it's really important, and also making friends out of all this too, because like then we can all just work together, right? Do things together, and then be friends right after,
Dude, yeah, dude. And I feel like it really like strengthens our relationship, like doing the pods. You know, like we're forced to sit down for an hour and talk to each other, but it's like it's always, you know, every time we do it, it's always good afterwards.
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, this was awesome, dude. Like, I'm glad that we run this pod. Like, it was awesome. But yeah, dude. No, I totally agree with that. But yeah, guys, you know, you've been in it for a while. How much longer do you guys see yourself doing this for?
Well, actually, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
So I think how much longer. I was actually thinking about this like a couple days ago. I truthfully think that what we're doing is gonna grow bigger than just the blue page.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have the podcast, like that's one branch. You know, Wild University is a whole nother branch. Even the Patreon, like, is kind of like the blue page is kind of like a paywall to get to content, right? So the Patreon is kind of like another paywall to get to the content. So to answer your question, I mean, as long as possible, I think you can keep creating content. Obviously, you got to innovate, try new things.
So you'll be like 40, still running it up.
I mean, there's 40-year-old influencers right now. You know, there's not old, but older guys, 36-year-olds, whatever.
Literally. There's people that are like 50 doing the
blue page.
Yeah.
So who knows if it'll last forever? But I just think doing content, like creating content in general, yeah, probably forever.
And also, just to agree with everything that he said too, but also like with what we're doing now, obviously, like he said, it's going to be much bigger, and that's the plan for it, right? We have a future for all this.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're doing, and that's why we're working hard every single day right now. So then later on, we can keep on tapping into something new, something different. But this is always going to be the background that we would want to keep on doing too. You know?
Right.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna
just
do
keep
this
tapping
shit
into new things.
Ever.
Yeah, why not? You know, like it's not affecting you in any way
It's my
possible.
life.
Yeah, just keep on doing it, and then just do other things while you're still doing that.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait, man. We're just gonna keep like building more stuff.
I know.
I might start OB University.
Okay.
What about the music career, man?
Oh yeah, you know, I made like 2 songs that I've released on Spotify. Lately I haven't been making that much music, but I am gonna buy a mic and some headphones so I could really up my production quality, and I'm gonna get back on the grind for sure. Because music is like something that not a lot of people can do. You know, like it's sort of, you know, you could learn how to make music, but it's sort of something that's like a gift. You know, like some people just have that gift where like they can just naturally get on that beat and just start singing, start like, you know, coming up with lyrics and make stuff. You know, some people it might take them time to learn, they got to practice, but I feel like for me, like I've always just been able to like freestyle on a beat or something, you know, and like come up with some funny lyrics, you know.
We have a good time.
It can be, you know.
We've freestyled a couple times.
Maybe you can make your hobby your occupation.
Yeah, I really want to, you know, try and scale the music thing. You know, I think I've made about like 50 cents in my career so far, you know, through the streams on Spotify and whatnot. But I think I need to drop an album. So Only Brad album coming soon. Let's see if we get that going.
Crazy.
That would go crazy, honestly.
Like,
so
sub to Troy, sub to Samir.
And I'll have to have you on one because I know that you make music too, Brandon.
No,
Right?
I dabble a little bit.
Yeah.
I have
heard
history.
some of your OG songs. You were showing me in the car and stuff. It's nice.
Yeah,
you sound good.
I'm down to get back in the stew and see what else I can.
Bro, let's do it, bro. Like we've been talking
retirement.
about it for a while. We're like, yo, we gotta make a song, and we still haven't done it.
I know.
So let's fucking do
See,
it.
that's something else too that I'll tap into within what I do. Just, you know, music on the side too.
Bro, we could run it up.
Yeah,
We could do it.
all right. Well, we gotta find
Make a wild song, dude. A wild song would go
a
crazy.
little jingle, like a theme song.
Yeah, bro. You play that at the start of the podcast and everything. That would go crazy, right?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, get a wild song going. Because we got that, you know. We have the OB song that
Yeah, I
we put
saw,
on some of
with
the
your floating
videos and
head.
stuff. Yeah, at the start. Yeah, that shit's funny. But yeah, dude. Yeah, music career for sure. I definitely want to keep tapping in.
Julian, Brandon. So this is kind of like a sensitive topic. I think it's
I like uncomfortable conversations.
Good. This is gonna get uncomfortable. I think this is a really important conversation to have, especially because of the industry we're in. So what do your parents think about, like, what do you guys do?
My mom loves it. You know, I show my mom my content.
What?
That sounds crazy.
Wait. You show her like that content?
Yeah, I'm like, Mom, what do you think? Because I would rather me be the one showing her than her finding out from other people that
Yeah.
I
you know. It's
feel
like, yo,
that.
wait a minute, huh? Like I show her our collabs.
What?
Yeah,
You're telling me your mom saw a collab?
yeah.
Nah, bro, that's crazy.
Do you
Oh,
show her
this-
before you upload the video, or like
I haven't shown
who
my
sees it
mom.
first?
No, she does. I like, go, Mom, do you approve?
And she's always approved.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, send it out.
Yeah.
No, but no, seriously, I actually do show her my content, and she is in full support. I have nothing to hide from her.
My mom, she supports everything I do, really. She knows I'm smart, and obviously I'm here, you know, so I must be doing something right.
Right.
But yeah, I'll keep it short. She just supports everything I do.
What about your dad?
I don't live with my dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he don't really know about
Easier that way.
Yeah. Oh, does he know about it? I mean, shit, probably not. But
it. Dang.
I'm his dad.
Huh?
I said I'm his dad.
Oh shit.
Here's that.
Yeah, what you
it's
think?
my dad.
Wait, what about your dad, Brandon?
I mean, wherever he is, but
Oh shit.
Damn, that's crazy. All three of us, we really don't have
I have a
father
dad.
figures.
you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does your
Is it
dad
Samir?
think?
He's just what does my dad do?
I'm fucking with you.
He said, no, what does your dad think?
With my dad, he's really just like happy that I'm making money in general. You know, he's
Oh,
happy that
okay.
I'm like self-sufficient. He's like that's a parent's biggest dream is for their children to be successful in life. You know, and the fact that you've been able to do it at such a young age, it's like such a stress off of my head. You know,
Yeah.
so he's just really happy with the fact that I was able to make it for myself and
Yeah.
be able to move out and be self-sufficient. You know, just in general.
But yeah, no,
But
I don't know. Sometimes I do think though, like I wonder how it is though, like being raised with a dad, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like I do be wondering like how much I feel like things could probably change. Like I feel like I wonder like even me, like if I would be doing what I'm doing if I if I was raised with
Some
a father.
people not because their dads would be like disowning them. You know,
Right.
if
Yeah.
we're talking about like crazy collabs and whatnot. What made you guys start doing crazy stuff with guys for collabs?
I got this. And I was actually thinking about this when we were doing our collabs.
Yeah? Okay.
I think the only way, I'm speaking for me, but I think the only way that you're able to get to these crazy collabs is doing it with people you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And finding somebody you're comfortable with is really rare, especially in this industry. There's a lot of people on the pod that I wouldn't collaborate with just
Yeah.
because they're not comfortable. And I think that's the only way you really push your boundaries is with comfortable people. So for example, like Drake Vaughn,
Yeah.
all his collabs, very comfortable, chill dude, not weird, not just good vibes.
Yeah.
Obviously Brandon Cardoso, we live together and,
course.
very comfortable. He makes things fun,
Yeah.
being comfortable. You
Yeah.
guys comfortable.
For sure.
I think that's the only way that you push your boundaries and doing what you do is with
Yeah, you
people
gotta
you're
be
comfortable.
cool with the person. You gotta be
I mean, I don't know how do you guys feel about doing crazy
like for
collabs
me,
with
like
us?
what made me really start pushing the boundaries is because it's just like a clear path that I see to me, just like going all out. You know what I mean? It's just like obviously like people, they want to see us continuously do more and more. And for me, it's mostly just like I want to satisfy my people. I want them to see like the progression over time, the journey of my content, just like going crazy. You know?
You want to answer the question?
Oh, what got me?
Yeah. What made you start doing crazy stuff, Brandon?
I just like to push my boundaries, you know?
You like it?
Yeah. Nah, Julian said everything right. I mean, there's not much else I can really say after that. I think for me, it's more so the exact same reason on why he also
Just
would
comfortability.
And
I
that's
think
all it is.
For us too, like me and him, we like get along really well, right? And there's a lot of things that I feel like he wouldn't have done if like we both didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta have somebody that you're really locked
Like
in.
if your
and
boy's
comfortable
like,
with.
yeah, I did that, and you're like, all right,
yeah, if
I'll
your
do it.
boys, like you gotta be cool, like locked
Yeah.
in, like you guys, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I would say there's some things that I wouldn't do that Brad does, and Brad wouldn't do some things that I do though. Just
Oh
'cause
no, we know.
Just because we play different roles.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, we definitely are like pretty different, you know.
Yeah.
But no, we're still boys, you know.
Of course.
We're pretty similar.
So on the topic of collabs though, Brad and I, we shot a pod with somebody. We did a collab with somebody, and let's just say things got really dirty.
Okay.
Maybe it was just when he was in Miami.
Oh, it's no Braxton.
No,
No.
Braxton said
Y'all
it.
talking about Drake Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
There was just
Oh.
like a lot of spit flying, a lot of smells.
He farted.
I remember the one time there's just like gum stuck on his watch, and he said he saw a brown stain on his shorts. Oh,
Yo, I don't know what's happening in Miami, but that did not happen over here.
Bro, yeah,
man.
no, we don't be having those kind of experience. Well, at least me, I don't. When I collab with him,
it must
it's
have been
always.
a little rough trip, bro.
But are you being for real?
Bro, I swear, but I don't know.
That's crazy.
But like
actually.
Drake, I'm sure like that's not how he is 24/7. We love you, Drake.
Yeah, I'd hope not.
Yeah,
We
we
love
just collabed with him in Vegas. It was cool,
Yeah.
clean.
And he's pulling up tomorrow, so we're gonna collab with him.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, bet.
Or he might be here. I'm not sure, but he's coming to LA tomorrow. So we'll figure it out.
Oh, my smelliest collab? My smelliest collab. Probably Samir.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't start
Bro,
bullshit.
like I was yeah, bro, it was extra skin.
Stop the cap.
You know, and it was hot outside, and the sun was
Stop the
coming down,
cap.
and it was cooking. You know, like a
Bro.
little oven.
I like
A
And then-
little oven is crazy.
Yeah, and you know, once he aired it out, I did smell, but it wasn't too bad. It's just different smell that I'm not used to.
Dude, that's crazy, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm trolling.
Oh, you don't
Brandon's
like,
lips just look good.
oh, you like
It's actually a lip
Brandon's?
plumper.
Yeah, he got plumper on.
You got
Are you
plumper?
serious?
Yeah.
What's
No way.
that?
What is that?
So basically, it like burns your lip and it kind of grows.
So it's like temporary lip filler, kind of.
Basically,
That's lit.
yeah, it feels
might need
amazing.
to get
It's like
that.
plump lips.
We should both do it and then make out while it's like activated
Okay,
All our lips
yeah,
like
let's do it.
plumped up.
I'm down.
Bet.
Let me know when
on a stream. Maybe tonight.
or not. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Oh, my bad, Julian.
Just
My
kidding.
bad, bro.
Yeah, it's alright, man.
But yeah, what's your favorite thing to spend money on, guys?
Food.
Food? Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you talking to me about that.
Yeah, and I'll say it too. I just think the best thing about having money is going out to nice restaurants. For
Yeah.
me, I just love like the vibe, you know, and just going. And I told you about the ambiance,
Right.
The lights,
The atmosphere.
yeah, just all about going out, dressing up real nice, and going to dinner.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think I'm going to do that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Should.
Let's go to Katana.
Oh, are we going?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, you want to come
I
out?
heard Katana's on Brandon.
I,
Come out.
you're hilarious.
But no, I like that. That you just like to have that option where I can go out and enjoy my nice space, my time.
Yeah, I just think it's the vibe. I just really
Yeah.
enjoy like calm, like with the music, people chatting and just having conversations with each other. And we're just out at a nice restaurant and I can just order whatever I want off the menu. Like it's just such a good feeling, right?
Yeah.
It makes you feel good and it's good quality food.
Yes.
Love it.
Absolutely.
sure.
What about you, Julian?
What do I like to spend money on?
Yeah, what's your favorite thing to spend money on?
Okay. Honestly, my team,
Oh, yeah?
because they make my life a lot easier. Really, I like working. That makes me happy and it helps me make content. And really, I think my time is best well spent in front of the camera. So being able to get my time back and live in front of the camera is that's what I like to spend my money on.
Awesome, man. No, I
Yeah.
love those answers. I would say it's pretty similar for me. Like I like to spend money on people. I like going out to dinner,
Mm.
but like I also love cars too.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Oh
for me.
yeah. Oh yeah. We know.
And views, you know. Like this is amazing. But yeah,
Priceless.
I love cars. Like I definitely just like love driving in general.
Yeah.
But what about you, bro?
What do I like to spend my money on?
Yeah.
Mm,
The only thing about buying cars is you can't take it everywhere. Like somebody told me this one time, like you can't take a car in the club. You know, so like somebody like you might have the car, but ain't nobody gonna know that you have the car. So
Imagine.
yeah, that's why I think
That's true. That's why you gotta like keep the key out, you know, just like slight flex. Nah. But I wouldn't do that. Now for me it's just like I just love driving.
Bro, this guy with the yours, bro.
Yeah, dude, I just love driving. But yeah, dude, but talking about, you know, the topic of money and guys spending money, do y'all have sugar daddies? Because y'all have a lot of fans, but do y'all have any, you know, daddies out there to help you?
Not necessarily, but I wish though. I am
Yeah?
looking. Yeah, I'm scouting.
Yeah,
Sugar
me
daddies,
too, bro.
can they like be virtual?
Yes.
Oh,
Virtual
Then
sugar
yes.
daddy that like, you know, you don't, it's not only like a content transaction. They just send you, have fun, have taste, take it.
oh, I mean,
You know?
kind of, yeah. I mean, I'd say I do, yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I'm still looking for like an in-person, like, you know, someone who
Oh,
can
yeah?
take me out. You know
that'd
what
be
I mean?
nice, huh? Take it to Katana, take it to Boa.
Exactly, and just eat and we just talk, you know.
Yeah.
He's my
Talk,
sugar
cover
daddy.
the check, boom. Oh yeah?
A sugar
Yeah,
daddy
he's
right
my
here.
sugar daddy.
I want to be his. But sometimes we're like both daddies to each other.
We're both
Help
sugar
each other
daddies
out.
to each other, for sure.
I see it.
Yeah, guys, that's it for today. Signing out.
The Wild Boys, Brandon Cardoso and Julian Barboza, forever changed the OF game in 2024 with the Wild Podcast. What could they be up to next? Stay tuned.